Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast, episode number 46, Harry and the Wildman Chronicles at Maniac Outdoors. Big Buck Registry is a virtual museum of hunting stories. We preserve a piece of Americana by interviewing and recording hunters about their hunts and experiences from across the country. And who knows, maybe we'll learn a thing or two along the way that'll help us take our hunt to the next level.
I'm Lee Lukoski.
And I'm Tiffany Lukoski, and you're listening to our favorite hunting podcast on iTunes.
The Big Buck Registry, Big Buck Podcast.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Jay Scott, your host of the Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast. And I've got my good friend and field correspondent from Ohio on the other line. Dusty, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. What's going on with you?
Same old. Just line up some great interviews for everybody to listen to. It's just awesome.
Fredman, get in here. You know who we got here?
Who?
I got Fredman Buck with me today.
Fredman. He's at your house?
He is at the house.
In your podcast studio.
Yeah, hang on. He's out there skinning a catfish in the basement. I don't know what the hell he's doing out there. Fredman! He's coming.
Okay. He's kind of slow, isn't he? Kind of old.
Yeah, you just got to deal with it, you know? I mean, old retired wildlife officer, what do you do, you know?
Right.
He's coming. He's working his way over here. What's going on in New Hampshire? Anything?
It's thunder chicken time. The big thunder chicken. Yep, the big ones. Exactly.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
It really is.
Weather's starting to break. It's beautiful out.
Yeah, lots and lots of good birds starting to roam around. I'm zeroing in on my spots. The Big Buck Registry sister page, the Longbeard Registry, is up and running again. Been getting some submissions over there if you'd like to check it out. Is Fredman there yet? What is he doing?
This is Fredman.
Fredman.
Yeah.
This is not the radio. This is not your CB radio, just so you know. This is not dispatch. This is Jay Scott from the Big Buck Registry.
Oh. I thought this was dispatch.
It's not, no, Fredman, it's not dispatch.
Well, by God, I tell you, I thought it sure was. Sure sounds like it. It don't sound much different than dispatch.
I'm sure it sounds exactly like it used to be back in 1982.
Yeah, I told Dusty here to rig up a CB mic so I could talk to y'all on it.
Okay, and did he do that? Dusty, did you do that?
Well, he took a microphone and put a piece of cardboard on the side of it so I could push in on, like I'm talking in the CB radio.
Dusty didn't leave you all alone in the studio, did he?
Oh, geez. Jay, Fredman's been a case of work here trying to get this radio set up. All he knows is a CB, so he don't know just to talk into the mic.
Okay,
so,
all right, good.
I put cardboard on the side of this thing.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
It's working there. I'll tell you what, it's working just fine.
I just want to make sure you didn't leave him alone. Okay, good.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust him with my microphone like that, you know, so I kind of rigged it up so it was user-friendly for Fredman Buck.
You know, Fredman, what do you do this time of year when there's no, game violators roaming around?
Well, I'll tell you, I get stocked up on my ticket book, getting ready for the spring turkey season to open up.
Oh, you getting ready? I'm confused. Didn't you retire?
Well, I sort of did, but I still like to ride the ticket here and there. You know, there's all kinds of violators out there that just need a ticket.
Yeah, I think people are generally good, though. They're not really violators. Why do you think everybody's, committing a game crime?
You don't understand the mentality of these people out here. That they don't put no plugs in their guns, and that they don't have the proper ticket. The tagging system's different. They need to know the rules.
Well, there's always a bad apple, but that's not everybody. I mean, the majority of the people kind of follow the rules.
So by God, everybody I check into, they're a violator of the law until they prove themselves innocent.
Interesting.
You know, Jay, he says he writes ticket book after ticket book of tickets to violators of the law every year.
I'm sure he does. I mean, I don't think they have any merit anymore because he's retired.
But he's a game warden, this mentality, I guess.
Yeah, I guess once a game warden, always a game warden, right?
Damn right. I tell you, it's violators are getting tickets, and that's the bottom line.
Fredman. Oh, man. Well, Fredman, I am glad that you decided to join the pro staff at Chubby Tines Outdoors and join Dusty now and then on a Big Buck podcast, because is one element of our show we do not have the insight on is the mind of the game warden. So we're happy to have you on board.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you, I'll give you a piece of my mind. You're getting a ticket. That's all. That piece of my mind.
You're going to give me a ticket for talking to you?
If you violate the law till you prove yourself innocent, you're getting a ticket.
No. You see, you got that wrong. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Well, I always look at it like you're a violator till you prove yourself innocent to me.
Oh, I see. Okay. We got to get on with the show here, Fredman, but thanks for joining us. We have a very special guest on the other line from the Wildman from Wildman Chronicles.
Wow, man, that's a ticket for sure there, Jake.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you think he's a ticket violator. He's a violator for sure, right?
Keep the CB radio tuned in here, and I'm going to write somebody a ticket here talking about the Wildman Outdoors or Maniac, whatever he is.
Hey, Dusty, turn down his volume so we can't hear him anymore. Okay.
He's out of control, Jay. I don't know what to do for him.
All right, just turn down his mic volume so he doesn't even know. Just let him talk. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I don't get it sometimes. Yeah, I'm trying to keep quiet. The game warden comes out of him every time he talks.
He just shows up like they do. They just show up out of nowhere.
It's always the game warden side.
Right. All right.
You guys talking about me over there?
No,
Fredman, we're not.
We got to get on with the show, man. We got a great lineup here. We've got the Wildman, Harry the Wildman from Maniac Outdoors, the Wildman Chronicles, and he's going to tell us all about what it's like to hunt in Michigan and hunt a little bit of your state, Dusty, down in Ohio.
Yeah, awesome. Let's get with Harry and see what's going on.
Right on. Harry, welcome to the Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast.
Hey, thank you very much. Glad to be talking to you guys.
We are honored to have you on the show. And, first thing that pops in my mind, I love the name Maniac Outdoors.
Yeah, I guess, what I consider, whether it's, small game, chasing big bucks, we're all maniacs for the outdoors, just being out there. So it just came up, just clicked one day after, hey, let me go with Maniac Outdoors and roll with it and see what it does.
Sure. Heck yeah. Why not?
Is there more to the Maniac Outdoors? It just didn't just click. There's got to be something behind it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just getting, good friends together, having some fun, being a successful hunt, not a successful hunt, just, sharing the camaraderie with everybody, getting a bunch of kids involved too. I mean, that's the mainstay, and just basically going out and having a blast, and just, everybody getting together.
That's awesome. Harry, where are you located?
I'm out actually in southeast Michigan, up in the thumb, about an hour and a half north of Detroit area.
All right.
Little town, Goodwin Township.
Gotcha. Is that anywhere near the UP?
I can get to the UP from my house probably in about 4 hours.
4 hours. Okay. All right. So you're not a Youper. All right.
No Youper. No. We're the Southern. No Youpers out here.
Harry, tell us about, did you grow up in Michigan as well, or is this a relocation for you?
No, pretty much homestay. I was an Army brat for a few years, born and raised down in Fort Gordon, Georgia, and then we moved up to Michigan when I was about 4 or 5, and, I'm a tried and true, snowbird Michigander.
Nice. All right. So you've been there since you're 4, so Michigan is really how old are you now?
46.
46.
So I've been here for a while now.
All right. That's fair enough. Michigan's ingrained in your blood forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Now tell us about growing up in Michigan at age 4. What was life like back then?
Actually it wasn't too bad at all. I come up from, a large family. We're pretty close knit. The thing is, nobody really hunted in my family though, that's all. I didn't start really getting hunting until, later in life actually.
Interesting. What year did you start hunting?
Oh God, I was probably honestly mid-20s.
Mid-20s.
I was a late bloomer actually. A buddy of mine one time just wanted to go, and we bought some old Browning bow, the old wooden riser type of deal, and then from one thing, and it just fell into a love.
Gotcha. So at age 20, what was happening at age 20 that kind of brought you there?
More of stress relief. I mean, I met a buddy of mine. He got into goose hunting and everything, and I was going to, school and working, and he took me out and did some goose hunting. That was the first time ever out bird hunting and stuff, and I was like, wow, out here, out in the woods, fresh air, just chasing, geese when we were out duck hunting and stuff, and, so from there it started steamrolling.
Right. I think that's interesting you say that, because I think, getting out in the woods is actually a very relaxing time. That's why I do it for the most part, is to relax.
Yeah, I can relate to that for sure.
Yeah. Get your mind off
I'm the same. It is. I go out there, you forget about bills, you forget about work, a stressful day. You could have with the boss, dealing with customers, relations, anything. You get out there and your shoulders all tense and knotted up, and all of a sudden just drops, and you're out there. And, especially, early in the morning, you get on your tree stand, and basically you see the whole world come alive.
Yeah. Isn't that a special moment when you're out there sitting in the dark, and it just seems like all of a sudden you go from quiet and nothingness to the whole world is alive before your eyes?
Yeah, that's so true. It's like turning the volume on the TV up.
Yeah.
The lighter it gets, the more everything's starting to come alive, and you get all the birds and everything starts rustling around, and there's no view like that at all. That's why I moved out to the country, and to watch the sunrise, most people take it for granted.
Right. Harry, you don't seem like a real crazy kind of guy. Seem kind of laid back. So, Maniac. Is there a maniac inside of you somewhere?
Yeah, there is. I used to do a lot of mixed martial arts back in the day.
Okay.
So I have such a nice, mellow demeanor. And when I was stepping in the cage, I let it all loose. But, I'm married, been married for a while, and I got, 2 teen daughters, and I'm nice and relaxed. But, when it comes inside the cage when I was doing it, let it all hang out. But when I'm also out hunting too. I'll put stress tests at all the boots I wear. I'm up and down the hills running.
You're one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I'm running and gunning at the turkeys, and whether I get dirty, beat up, broken, bruised, bleeding, hitting those outdoors, I'm doing it.
That's
there's where the name come from.
That's where it is. That's it.
Yes, that's the mainstay behind it, actually.
I can relate to that. I just like to get out and go and barely be able to walk by the time I get back. That's I like to hoof it.
Yeah, same here. If I know, I'll look at a topo map and I find an awesome pinch point or funnel or somewhere. If I got to carry that tree stand, my bow, camera equipment, a mile and a half, 2 miles in the back, I'm gonna leave, a couple hours before sunrise and make sure I'm all set up about an hour prior. And so, I've been doing that before for years.
Harry, does your daughters hunt?
Actually, my oldest one used to go run the camera for me. She's getting ready to go off to college here soon. She's focused more on her grades and sports right now. My youngest one, she's going with me for a youth hunt for turkey season down in Ohio at a buddy's place. So hopefully we can get her on a bird.
Where are you headed in Ohio?
Southeast, down in Waterford, Beverly area.
Okay, yeah.
Southeast of Columbus. So we did pretty good last year, and so he's got some excellent property. A ton of turkeys and some just monster bucks down there as well. So
right, Ohio.
Get the bug for it this year, turkey hunting. She's gonna go down there during the rut with me.
Awesome, yeah. Ohio's my home state, so I can relate to that. Some awesome hunting in Ohio.
Oh, it's incredible. So we're trying to manage it for 140 plus, and we've seen some bruisers down there. Just how it is hunting. It's when it isn't close the door. But rather be lucky than good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right. Awesome.
That's pretty cool, Harry. So yeah, you've done some mixed martial arts. You use hunting to relax. What do you do for work?
Actually, I'm a journeyman plumber. I work for my in-laws have a huge plumbing company, and I've been there for 16 plus years. So.
Nice.
A lot of commercial work I've been doing for years. So,
is there anybody that you can point at that taught you how to hunt?
Honestly, I wish I can give a buddy of mine credit for breaking me into goose hunting, and then it just steamrolled from there. Like I said, I come from a big family, but nobody hunted. I didn't have anybody, elder to look up to, or actually get into, more different kind of aspects of hunting. It was more just basically tried and true, doing it myself, and meeting new friends, and doing shows, and just going to local shoots, and just going from there.
Right, that's interesting. So you're kind of like self-taught for the most part. Interesting.
I would say so. Yeah. A lot of mistakes I made, I learned from them. Hunting and what to do, what not to do, and. I wish I had, somebody to learn from and, actually build a relationship when I was younger to actually get into hunting. But unfortunately, it was just one of those things that didn't happen.
Sure. Yeah. It's all kinds of situations that'll bring you there. But that's an interesting story. I don't think we've talked to anybody that was more or less self-taught. Everybody always could point at a mentor, but you got to start somewhere. There's lots and lots of people that never did hunt and got into it, and then they taught their kids. So I guess it's got to start somewhere.
That's it. And like I said, it was just all self-taught, unfortunately.
So is most of your hunting done in Michigan?
No, I travel. I've been to Kansas before, Indiana. I said I love hunting Ohio. Honestly, that's probably one of my favorite states to hunt, and hopefully I have a good fortune next year to head up to Saskatchewan as well.
Gotcha. That's cool. Yeah, Dusty has it good down there. He's maybe he'll shoot a big deer this year now that he got some glasses too. That's good.
So thanks, Jay. Yeah, thanks, Jay.
Let's talk about some hunting itself. Now we got the profile on who you are and what you're doing and how you kind of got here.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Dusty kind of take the reins from here and get through your most memorable deer hunt. And I want to know every little detail. I want soup to nuts, alarm clock to hanging the deer in the garage or barn or wherever you hang it. And I want to know a lot of the things, if you would, to share with anybody that's listening to the show about those little things that you do differently or that you feel are important to make you successful.
Yeah, not a problem.
We're going to take it right. Are we going to Michigan for this hunt, Harry?
Yeah, Michigan. Both these hunts are in Michigan.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the terrain in Michigan. What kind of landscape you got going on up there?
Basically, the areas I hunt are, small wood lots, 5 to 10 acres, maybe a little bit bigger parcels, but a lot of CRP, a lot of farm fields down here, fence rows and such. That's the area I'm at.
Right. Are we talking pine thickets, or what kind of timber you got there where you're at in Michigan?
A lot of hardwoods. There's some areas I do hunt that have a little bit of cedar swamps, which I love hunting swamps. I mean, it's dirty nasty to get back through there, but I mean, if you can find, a dry knoll, actually they can be little tiny honey holes to pull in a lot of big bucks.
Right. Is there truth behind that? The nicer bucks in Michigan will get down them swamps, get up on a dry knoll and bed up for the day?
Yeah. I've hung up trail cameras on a little pocket island that couldn't be no more than probably 8 foot by 8 foot, a little dry area that actually was in the middle of a cedar swamp. And I've got some pictures of bucks, 140, 150, 160, just basically laying on those little tiny knolls like that.
Wow, that's crazy. I've heard stories about that, and it's awesome to be able to talk to somebody about it. I've always wondered. They say that there's some good swampy ground in Michigan, and that the deer will actually, the really nice bucks will get back in them swampy areas, climb up on a dry knoll and bed up and come back out in the evening, right at dark. That's cool.
There's a lot. And, I've got some fields just south of me, and there's some peat moss farms out there and stuff. And, I'll glass them, and I can see them probably, a good 30 mile away, and it'll be all wet, nasty, and you just find these little tiny pockets, and you'll see just 1 or 2 decent-sized bucks just actually bedded down.
So when
little knolls like that.
Right, so kind of scouting is you can look across the swampy areas, and I'm sure it's kind of tree stumps sticking up, kind of some overgrowth, and it's not really that thick. You can kind of see through it.
Yeah, there's some decent spots where I actually open up a little bit. And then other spots, be a little thicker with a lot of undergrowth and stuff. So I just try to find, the little knoll areas. I don't try to push as much, going back off the bedroom. But if I can find 1 or 2 light trails leading from the really heavy, like the knoll area in the cedar swamps leading out to the hardwoods, and that's where I'll kind of set up. Yeah, it's really hard to sometimes hunt those swamps.
What's your climate do when season's up? Give us kind of rundown from the fall on into the heavy winter, coming to the end of season. What's your season dates?
We hunt October 1st to January 1st. This year was really, really brutal here in Michigan. This is the second worst winter on history since, I think, 1880. We had well over 100 inches, and the temperature was just nasty. So, you can be October 1st, it can be 75 degrees. January 1st here I hunted, and it was right around 13 below, and with the wind chill factored in, it was probably about 40 below.
Right.
So, you get your big variances here.
So you're saying you got 100 inches of snow this past winter?
Yeah, just shy of 100 inches.
Oh, that's a lot of snow. Think it hurt your herd there or any?
Yeah, from what I'm reading, it has. I'm starting to finally see, we're getting some thaw out. Most of it's right now pretty much melted off. We still have little high pockets of snow, but, I really haven't walked out too much, a little bit of shed hunting and stuff. So whether, mortality rate is high in the area, I haven't heard too much from people, but they really got it real bad up in the upper as well. So, which I know they said the fawn mortality rate is going to be really bad because they still have so much snow up in that area. If they're going to start dropping the ponds here, in the next couple months. Yeah,
it's a struggle if it's still cold and a lot of snow and having fawns. That's for sure. Tell us a little bit about your head to toe equipment. What kind of camouflage and what kind of attire do you wear in Michigan?
Again, like I said, it could be 75 in, October 1st, opening day till late winter. Honestly, I've been using predator camouflage. I first been hunting.
Say that again. It's called Predator?
Predator Camouflage. Yeah, they're out of Wisconsin. I've been using their product, camouflage, for years. I mean, it's not a set one pattern. There's a lot of broken up patterns into it, and I've had great success using it for years.
Is it a standard camo pattern, or is it something unique?
No, it's really unique. I mean, it's not, it's really hard to describe. You really have to see it to believe it, and it does work because it breaks up the human outline. You don't look more of like a large block of like a camo pattern. It's all blocked up in different patterns and stuff. It's, you have your greens, you can have your deep winter whites, and the product works. And like I said, I stick with what pattern works best for me. Predator camo's been working great for me for umpteen years, from turkey hunting to coyote hunting, deer hunting. So I just, I'm usually out of the norm, and I just stick with something that really works.
Right. I'm trying to look up a picture of Predator camo as we speak, so we can kind of give a rundown of what it actually is. Do you use any kind of cover sprays up there? Yeah, I do. Yeah. Wildlife Research Center. I've been using them faithfully for years, and luckily I've been co-staffing for them as well. And I'm real diligent on head to toe for scent elimination. I guess that's what puts me away from the norm. I'm just really diligent on spraying down. You can only kill so much of your human odor. So whatever you can kill out, the best. Be it scent cover, and just going from there. Would you agree that Michigan hunting scent covers a key factor in success? Yeah, it is. These deer they're hunted so hard. I mean, we have well over 350,000 bow hunters. We have well over 700,000 gun hunters. So these deer are educated. I mean, I've seen them before, hunting where you have a doe and a fawn. As soon as they hit the open timber, or they'll hit a CRP field or a food plot, they pretty much turn around, break their necks looking up in the trees. I mean, they're so educated here. So everything you can use, go for it. I mean, I've made friends bet before that these deer are so educated. I got friends in Illinois. I said, I'll give you $1,000 if you can come up here and kill a 4.5-year-old deer within 2 weeks. Wow. I would give him $1,000 easily. I mean, they're just that much harder to hunt. When did you say your season is? I might have to make an adventure to Canada or Michigan. I'll get, like I said, that check will be waiting for you guys. October 1st, you guys want to make your way up there. All right, that's a pretty good deal if you can get on one. $1,000. That's a good challenge. Hey, I'm going back 4.5. Right. I'm backtracking a little bit on your Predator camo. I'm looking at a photo of Predator camo, and it looks like it's got tree limbs with some leaves on it in black. Yeah. And some browns, some greens, maybe a little reds, and some white. You can see how definitely it breaks up the human pattern. Yeah, it's definitely different. It's a unique camo pattern because it's a stationary yet three-dimensional camo. Yeah, and like I said, it does work, and I very rarely get busted in the tree stands. I've hunted in Kansas before, and I'm in a 12-foot ladder stand, and there's no way in Michigan I'd be at least 25 up, but I'm in a ladder stand, and I'll have bucks walk by, kind of great, look up in the air, and just keep on moseying. Right, so cool. It does work, and I like that. I've been using it for years. Yeah, something different that you don't just see. I've never seen it like that. It's a different camo pattern than I've ever seen. I like it. Yeah, and the stuff is super quiet. I mean, that's for one thing I learned about being stealth and quiet, especially my mainstay. I do a lot of bow hunting. Is I actually grabbed the sleeves and I folded the sleeves in half and actually start rubbing them together. And the material they were using was almost like a comb cotton, and that stuff was just absolutely quiet. Wow, that's one thing I went with them right away. Yeah, that's a lot of downfalls to hunting clothing, that there's some sound in the material, and that's no good. What you guys doing food plots up there in Michigan? I try to do a little bit, as much as I can. Time frame wise, it's really hard for me to get out sometimes at least. But yeah, we do some food plots in winter wheat, some brassicas up here. And the big thing a lot of people do is turnips. Right. So turnips is what normally is get planted for a food plot. Yeah, there are a lot of turnips just because how cold the weather is, and they really do really good, especially once it hits the and then some clover too. Right. Your guys' soil, your soil's good for turnips up there. Yeah, big time. Right. Yeah, the soil content kind of area I'm at is, it's a farming community up here. A lot of carrot farmers up here, which their dirt is, topsoil jet black. So anything you plant around here, it just takes off and thrives. Right. It's almost a no fertilizer. It just grows. You got it. Yeah, it's stuff to take off wherever you plant. Right. Good soil. Tell us a little bit about, let's hear what kind of bow you're shooting. Lately I've been shooting an APA bow. They're out of the Gar, Saskatchewan, and the APA brand is basically all the bows are named after snakes. Really? I'm shooting a single cam. Yeah, I'm shooting a single cam Viper V7 and a dual cam, the Black Mamba M7.
Smaller company, like I said, it just, to me, I don't have to shoot the big companies, not knocking them, but, what I shoot, I'm really comfortable with. And whether you shoot a Hoyt or Matthews or a PSE, Bowtech, if you're happy with that brand, so be it. I shoot really good with those two bows right there, and APA's been really good to me. I thoroughly enjoy, shooting their bows.
What's the poundage you're shooting on your bows?
Both of them are set right about 74 pounds.
74-pound draw. Shooting I'm guessing a carbon fiber?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're screamers. They're carbon impact arrows. They're fast shaft.
Okay.
So, and speed-wise, I'm probably about 330, 333 on both bows.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah. Well, having, my draw length up, which is still 30, just a little bit over 31 inches. It's like 31 and a quarter I have them at right now, both of them.
What do you tip that with? What kind of broadheads are you shooting?
Lately I've been using a company called Full Metal Jacket.
Okay.
I shot a good bird last year with it. That was the very first year I shot that bird, and I mean, it just knocked him over like using a 12 gauge.
Right. Is it fixed blade, mechanical? What kind of blade? Blades
they're
are
mechanical, mechanical, 100 grains, and just a little bit shorter than a 2-inch cutting blade.
Awesome. Let's get into one of your memorable hunts. Tell us the day. Can you remember what date it was?
Oh boy.
We're going to dig deep.
I really had two that's really stood out. One was when I first really got into hunting, and like I said, that was probably going back almost 20 years ago. And I've never saw, actually it was just a doe. I just can't say just a doe, but I mean, I worked hard. She had a double white throat patch.
Okay, so we're going back to 2004.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that era.
Yep.
Let's go from the time.
I just got her and go ahead.
Go from the time you woke up. If you can remember back to the day, tell us the whole day. We want to know it all. We like to dig deep in these stories. Did you see this doe before? It had a double white patch?
I saw her. Yeah, I saw her quite a few times before. She was an old doe. I mean, once I ended up taking her, we had, aged to teeth, and she was right about 7 years old. So,
right. So
here in Michigan.
So you was inspired to harvest this doe because of the double white patch.
Yeah, I was. I mean, this was beyond, I guess, fixated. I mean, I would get up, sometimes early, a couple hours to just get on stand, so it's beyond quiet. I moved my tree stand probably close to 6 times to just shoot this doe. I was just, there's nothing I wanted more. I passed up some decent 120, 125 inch bucks. We're up here in Michigan where I hunt. There's a 160, 170 and, Midwest parts. There's just not a lot of big bucks. And I was just so fixated on getting her. And, after probably the 8th or 9th time on stand, I finally had the opportunity. She came into the field for that night. And, she started browsing around with a few more does, and she just gave me an opportunity at about a 22-yard shot, and tried and true, made it good. And, after, I watched her run, she piled up, and it was more, I don't know, it was like a celebration, but yet I felt, almost saddened that it kind of ended.
Right. Yeah. When you go,
you get that high and you get that low, and it's a feeling you really can't explain, unless you're a hunter and you feel those emotions running through. And that's why I enjoy hunting.
Yeah, I think that's there's a lot of hunters out there that, one, never experienced that, and two, that only has experienced that on a slickhead, on a doe harvest. It's a feeling like no other. That's kind of the way to put it, but it's the most awesomest, rewarding feeling you've ever had.
Yep, and like I said, if I ever lose that, I'll quit hunting. That's what I live for. It's a feeling that you can't, buy over the counter, or that's my drug of choice.
Right.
Out in the woods like that, and you get that feeling and stuff, that high and low rush.
Yeah, drug of choice. That's a good way to put it. What do you think, Jay?
I think that's exactly how I would describe it.
I like that.
I mean,
yeah.
I think I should. I need to come out with a shirt now, or hurry and trademark it.
Yeah, for sure.
It is a drug. I mean, it makes you feel better. It makes you gives you moments of elation, and it's the endorphins and enkephalons must be racing through your head when you're feeling that adrenaline. And I mean, there's all kinds of natural drugs that are released inside your body when you're experiencing all this stuff.
Yeah, and it's nothing you can't buy over the counter.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why I do it, and I enjoy doing it. And like I said, if I end up losing that feeling or getting buck fever, I mean, my left leg to this day, I've shot a lot of deer, my left leg to this day, up and down like a pumper, like a rabbit. If I lose that feeling, I can see does on the way home, from work or to work, and I always stop pointing them out and say, hey, look at the doe. My wife's like, you see 50 a day. It's not the same one I saw maybe yesterday. So,
right.
It's just something, to me, it's still a rush being out there.
It's a
That's
rush.
awesome.
It's a rush.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get into another memorable hunt. Let's talk about another. What else you got for us?
One or two years ago, probably about 5 years ago. Actually, I was just driving down the road by my friend's grandfather's farm, and I just happened to see it was early season, like our pheasant season started up here in like a small game. I noticed some small game hunters were just walking down, getting ready to head into the woods, and I noticed they pushed out a good buck. And I saw it. I put my glasses on. I'm always carrying my binoculars with me, and he looked like a really good, clean, probably a 4-year-old, 4.5-year-old ape. So I watched him run across, and I kind of set up for, going home back and forth from work, and I'd kind of watch every weekend. Small game hunters would hit that little pocket of woods, push him out again, and watch him run across the dirt road. So kind of went and knocked on the farmer's door. And being a plumber by trade, I try to barter, with, hey, allow me to hunt your property, and I'll post it for you. And in turn, if you don't want to accept any money, I do plumbing. I'll put a faucet in and,
That's
miscellaneous
awesome.
stuff. Yeah.
That's great.
I've got a lot of farmers around me that say, hey, you want to work on my well pump, and hey, I got 80 acres, it's never hunted before, go for it. So it kind of worked out. And he's like, he must have been a good old Southern boy from prior. He's like, son, I got 5 acres of woods. If you can hunt it and shoot a buck out of it, go for it. So
Right.
That's awesome.
I thank you. I said, thank you very much, sir. So I came back the next day and kind of started to get, a pattern on the buck. So I went back, hunted tree stand, and I kind of waited for the wind to just get right. And it went right, and I knew those small game hunters, they were almost on clock every weekend being out there. So I was there about an hour and a half, 2 hours set up before they even going to hit the woods. And sure enough, they got there at a certain time, right around 3 o'clock, to hit the woods, and they pushed. And he came across and offered me a real nice 8-yard shot on him, and he ended up being a high 148 point, breeding real clean, dressed out at 225. So he was a hog.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
I went back,
Wow.
and he was a big deer, so I went back, knocked on the farmer's door, and I said, "Hey, do you mind if you can help me with the tractor?" And he's kept on shaking his head.
What'd you have to offer him for that?
What was that?
Would you have to offer him for plumbing services in order to use his tractor?
Nothing. He didn't accept anything. For me to shoot at that buck off his property, he couldn't believe it. He just put his hands up and like, I can't believe you did that. Off a 5-acre parcel. That's all it was.
That's fantastic. That is so cool.
It doesn't hold. You don't have to have a lot of acres to actually, shoot decent bucks.
Yeah.
You can pattern them like that and time it right. It's awesome.
That's a very good lesson right there. You don't need big tracts of land to shoot big bucks.
No, not at all.
Very nice.
Wow. Yeah, 5 acres. That's a great piece of land and harvest a nice buck off 5 acres.
Yeah. I mean, it just one of those things. It just happened to drive by and just watch him, bust out of that cat marsh, and it had it right across the street. And he was using that 5-acre parcel as his little bedroom, a honey hole. Whatever pressure he felt, he hit there every time. And nobody really hunted around that area because, like I said, it was all state land a little bit across the street, and it was all CRP fields, and then little 5 pocket of woods right there.
Gotcha. That's awesome. All right. So through all of that, Harry, what would you say was your number one key to success in that hunt?
Patience and persistence. I will get on that stand, hour, 2 hours before daylight. I will sit my skinny butt, the whole day on stand, and I never give up. Sometimes, it gets frustrating out there, not seeing the bucks. If, a buddy of mine calls and where I head to Ohio, and I'm seeing deer all over the place. They're running all up in does, and I get there, it's lockdown. I'm like, oh, okay, well. But my thing is I'm really diligent on, a lot of scent elimination. But like I said, you can only do so much, play the wind so much. Yourself, you hunt in Ohio, there's a lot of hills and hollers. So there's a lot of, different currents or pulling it and stuff. But my main thing is a lot of patience and persistence.
Okay.
Do you still use the Monster Rack spray?
Yeah, I spray down as much as I can on everything. You can try to play the thermals, where I hunt, there's a lot of hills and hollers, and creek beds and stuff. So you can try to get up as much, but, as best as you can, set and eliminate and then try to play those thermals.
Right. I'm looking on your Facebook page. It looks like you got a product called Monster Racks. It's an apple harvest. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's one of the guys on the fan pages. Generally, what I do is all my wildlife research on there. That's a good product that one of the guys has on site there too. So that's what he's like. That's what he's been using for a while.
Right. Okay.
So as we're talking to Milo Hansen said the same thing.
No, he's a smart man. He did something right. He's got the world record. So
right. Interesting.
For me, I've got so much patience and stuff. I can go out there and. Sometimes you get your chin down a little bit, and then all of a sudden you hear a snap of a stick or a leaf or falling, and you just get those quick noises. All of a sudden your heart beat again, and guess what? You perk back up, But like I said, I can go out there and hunting in Michigan, I've been on stand before all day and maybe seen one doe out of 3 straight days being on stand.
Right.
But I go out there because having that patience, you never know what comes around that corner. What actually, another hunter down the road could actually push that buck out of there, break his pattern, and all of a sudden he's going to find a new lay of land, which you're there, you're being diligent, you're hunting all the time, and you got the patience to be on stand. So, I mean, anything can, a flip of a dime, anything could happen, and that's why you have to have patience.
Right. Good point. Very good tips. All right, so let's talk about the Wildman Chronicles. Your call name on Facebook is the Wildman, and your page is Maniac. Let's get into that a little bit. Tell us, how do you develop from starting hunting at age 22 or in their 20s and then launching basically a online place for hunters to hang out called Maniac?
Yeah, it all started, a buddy of mine from the upper actually gave me the nickname Wildman. I actually was on different websites, probably about 5-6 years ago. And I said, well, I kind of didn't like some of the websites that were on there. There was a lot of bashing. If you shoot a 6-pointer, you don't have to shoot a big buck. I'm happy for you if you shot it.
Right.
If that's your best buck, I'm happy. I'm high-fiving you. You don't have to shoot big bucks, with me. And I've seen a lot of bashing on different, various websites on some. Some are awesome, and then some are, just kind of more favoritism shooting the big buck. So I started a website going on about 5 years ago called usahuntingpros.com.
Okay.
And I started getting some friends from other websites. They were kept on coming over. I got a bunch of friends on there. And, a buddy of mine, I just had my regular name on the website. And he's like, yeah, you're a wild man. So I kind of went from Wildman Chronicles and, developed into, our website on there, which, I have friends and people that I met through the site. There's so many good people. We've got about 500 on there that are, faithful on there. We have turkey contests, we have deer contests, there's friendly smack talk. And so, he gave me the name Wildman, and, I do a lot. I try to do as much shows and seminars and just kind of being out there and enjoying time. And so he just gave me the nickname and kind of rolled into Wildman Chronicles and kind of pushed me into, evolving and doing a little bit more and getting more camera time and, just basically getting out there now.
Gotcha. I love the name, just Wildman Chronicles. It just creates a visual quickly in my head. I think that's a,
it does.
It does. It really does. That's pretty cool. Where do you want to take it?
Honestly, I kind of branched off to do Maniac Outdoors, and I'd like to do get more kids involved in the hunting. Like I said, I've got taking my daughter out, and just basically push and make everybody into a maniac for hunting. T-shirts and the whole 9 yards. Just go for broke. And like I said, we're going to be collaborating with a good friend of mine, and we're going to have some unbelievable footage that is just going to blow everybody's mind. So we're going to have fun with it, and then once we're going to start doing some online more stuff off of YouTube and basically doing some cooking stuff and a lot of stuff you really haven't seen. I'm not going to be the new innovator of hunting shows. There's so many stuff that's really good stuff that's out there, but we're going to try to do stuff a little bit different, a little bit of twist to it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Big Game Illustrated is, basically a buddy of mine started, Chad Wilkinson, and basically they're in Saskatchewan area, and the video footage they have and the pictures and quality of the magazine is, top notch.
Gotcha. So that they're going to be doing some stuff with you, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we're both getting along together, and basically what we're doing is collaborating Maniac Outdoors along with Big Game Illustrated magazine to bring some top-notch film and just put everything together. And we got a really good chemistry with us and them, and we're gonna bring some awesome footage together this year, and hopefully get a pilot together, and hopefully get a show going for next 2015.
That's exciting. How did you find them?
Basically, I met Chad off my website. The one I spoke to previously at usahuntingpros.com, and one thing led to another. He said he was going to start up a magazine. Kind of gave him, some help on trying to do some stuff and, land sponsor stuff, and kind of build up a real good rapport with those guys. And basically, you build up a good friendship, you got good chemistry, one thing rolls into another, and we just got together with my guys that I have and, a few of his guys, and talking about doing a collaboration of the videos and stuff, and just one thing led to another. That's
cool. Do you have anything planned out right now for what you're going to lay down?
Basically, we have a ton of footage. We're just going through the editing room right now, just cutting it, bringing it down. Basically, from everything we have, hundreds of hours of footage. We're just going to cut it down to just do a quick promo. And then, of course, get together and figure out what we're going to do for airtime for next year. He's going to be doing some stuff. They're based out of Saskatchewan.
Gotcha. Okay.
Probably going to be doing some stuff up in Canada.
Okay. So you're thinking about laying down a pilot with some of your footage that you have, and then do you have a place to put it once you're done? Or are you going to do all online, or are you thinking like television?
Yeah, we're going to do some online, kind of, some websites, and then also it's going to be, hopefully we can launch it through our sponsors and then get something going that, actually TV deal, lock it up for next year.
Gotcha. Where would your first choice be for a television station?
Honestly, it all depends where we can fit in, per quarter, and basically what they're going to charge. It could be Pursuit Channel, Outdoor Channel. They have some stations up there, the Canadian stations as well. And basically, you just start in a small market and then build up a fan base, hopefully type of deal, and then go from there.
Gotcha. That's awesome, man. That's very cool. Putting together a little a dream is kind of starting to come together for you, sounds like.
Yeah, I've been pushed, for years to try to do something, get on my own, and, I think let's go ahead and go for it. We're not going to, rewrite the books on, what needs to be done. Basically, we're just going to go out there, have some fun, and basically just have some unbelievable footage and stuff, and hopefully, entertain somebody, and hopefully they want to keep on coming back after back, and, say, hey, what are these guys going to do next week?
Right.
And, go from there.
It is important to team up with others in the industry, I think, to grow to bigger levels like that. So that's very cool.
It is, yeah. It's all about networking. Like I said, we're not looking to be the next Michael Waddell. There's only one Waddell. We're not going to be out the next Crush. There's only Lee and Tiffany. So we're just going to go out and have some fun and see what happens.
Just do your own thing and create your own brand. And I like the name you're working with, man. I think it's great. Maniac Outdoors, Wildman Chronicles. I'd watch it just for the title.
Yeah, we're gonna have some crazy hunts, and hoping to get down to my buddy's place next year and do some hog hunting with a Bowie knife. So, hence the name Wildman Chronicles and Maniac Outdoors. So,
all right, I'm hooked already. Yeah, you got my seal of approval right away. And you're gonna try to keep it mainly online and not television?
No, we're looking into pricing for some airtime.
Okay.
I'm gonna do all the hunting we're going to get together this year, and along with a buddy of mine, we're going to actually get a pilot, and I'm going to submit it to all of my sponsors and try to get some airtime. And so hopefully maybe 2015, maybe second half or whatever, we'll have some airtime there.
That's very cool. Excellent. Harry, tell us where we can find you online right now.
Basically, like I said, I have a website. It's called usahuntingpros.com. It's a family-oriented site. I've got some kids down there that are 16, 17. They've been on there since they were 12 and 13 years old. They post a lot of questions. You can find me there, Wildman Chronicles, my personal page, or I'm trying to blow up as much as I can here. I'm going to have Maniac Outdoors, trying to blow up as much likes as I can. As soon as deer hunting starts rolling around, I'll be giving away some game calls from Quaker Boy.
Oh, beautiful. Those are great calls. Love that. Very cool. Well, Harry, this has been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us on the Big Buck Podcast. Absolute pleasure having you on, and good luck with Wildman Chronicles and Maniac Outdoors and whatever else is coming down your tree stand there. That sounds great.
I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, it's been a blast. I can give one tip to everybody. When you're out there hunting, come deer season, make sure you throw that safety strap on. We all have family and friends to go home to.
Yeah. Very good point. Excellent. All right, Harry, we'll catch you in the woods, man.
All right. Thank you, guys. It's been a blast.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I got my mic back on now to the podcast is over, Jay.
Hey, you listened to that whole show, Fredman?
By God, I did. And he needs some tickets written up there. Well, you got an address for that fella up there in Michigan?
No, we do not disclose addresses on the Big Buck Registry for our guests. Absolutely not.
I'll get him a ticket out in the mail.
Tell you what, why don't you give it to Dusty and he'll mail it out for you?
I want to write it out to him myself, and he's a violator of the law up there in Michigan, and they're going to get this taken care of.
Just fill it out. Just fill it out, and Dusty will take care of the rest, okay?
I don't think so. I need some addresses.
All right, Jay, I got him turned off. He can't talk no
Thank
more.
you. God. I love having him on the show, but man, but the Wild Man's got it figured out. I think it's kind of interesting to hear that, another late bloomer in the hunting industry, not only for just getting into the industry, but actually being a hunter.
I give him props for self-taught hunting. That's not very common.
No, that's not easy to do at all. There's a lot of little tricks to learn, and it takes years to kind of figure out the woods in a true woodsman type fashion. And I think he's got it going on.
For sure. If we just keep Fredman under control over here, we'd be all right.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't show up on my doorstep someday.
Well, you just never know. I don't know.
I don't know.
He says he's coming your way.
Okay. Well, he's going to have to drive his 1972 Scout this way. We'll see how far that makes it.
It'll get there, he says.
Okay.
I'll turn him back on here, and he can tell you.
Yeah, my Scout will make it anywhere I need to go, Jay.
I'm sure. Is it going to make it all the way from New Hampshire or from Ohio to New Hampshire?
Oh, by God, if it don't, I'll hitchhike.
You don't want to do that. There's some bad people in the world.
I'm a fellow of the law, Jay. It don't matter.
What do you say? Okay.
All right, he's back off.
All right, good. Dusty, how can we reach you?
www.facebook.com/Chubby Tines Outdoors. Jay, how can people get in touch with you in the Big Buck Registry?
A very similar way, actually. I'm going to change it up a little bit this week. www.bigbuckregistry.com/Facebook, or Twitter is www.bigbuckregistry.com/Twitter, or bigbuckregistry.com for our main page. You know what we love? We love people to call in to our show and leave some feedback or just tell us about what's going on out there in the hunting world at 724-613-2825. And you can text a picture to that phone number as well to get it posted on the Big Buck Registry's Facebook page. And if you'd like to email me, you can send an email to j@bigbuckregistry.com. And I think that's a wrap, Dusty.
Awesome.
Yeah, good show. Good hearing from the Wildman over at Wildman Chronicles and Maniac Outdoors. Thanks again.
Yeah. I got to say thanks to Fredman for coming over and getting on for a minute.
Yeah, it's good to hear from Fredman. I think it's good to just kind of keep him moving so he doesn't cramp up.
Yeah, for sure. He's getting old, so.
He is. All right, man. This is Jay Scott.
And I'm Dusty Phillips.
This is the Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast. See you next week.
Can't wait.